The sixth type of qualitative research is phenomenology. Phenomenology is one research, is one type of research that's fascinating. Once you understand it, you love it. It is philosophical. It is based on it has philosophical roots, right? Particularly German philosophy. So if you look at the historical research, number one, it's about this broad understanding or historical understanding of the past, rather, yeah, of past events, past place, people, right? If you look at hermeneutics, it's about studying of the text, right? The intended meaning of the text, right? So if you look at phenomenology, in a way, it is an extension of hermeneutics, right? Because hermeneutics is about the purpose of hermeneutics is to reach the real, the true, the intended meaning of the text, oftentimes written in the past or written by someone else, right? And in a way, phenomenology is like similar to hermeneutics. Now, let's look at the description of phenomenology. Phenomenology is a type of qualitative research that produces pure and deep essences of lived experiences of a phenomenon by capturing the pure meanings of social actors about what happened and their own insights of their lived experiences vis-a-vis the phenomena, often through in-depth interviews to extract social actors' own constructs, which is known as first-order construct, right? And may yield typifications or ideal types, and is another word for it, or typologies, can also be called second-order construct. So the essence is the essence, all right? The essence of phenomenology is to capture the deep essences of lived experiences of a phenomena. You want to know how a particular emotion is being experienced, how a particular phenomena has been experienced. You want to know the essence of the emotions, the essence of the experience, the essence of the consciousness of the experience, because there's outer reality, there's inner reality, right? So as long as we, the researchers, do not understand the inner reality of the experience, we do not understand the experience. That's why we talk about capturing the pure meanings of social actors. So it is about understanding social reality from the points of views from the social actors' own insights. So the social actors are very important. That is the entry point of understanding the human world. Phenomenology is about understanding the human world from the social actors' point of view. We carried out research on migrant workers, Indonesian migrant workers, and we asked, if we can go to the next slide, we asked this question, right? Migrant workers in Indonesian migrant workers working in Penang, in Pulau Pinang, in Malaysia. We asked the question, are you happy working in Penang? A very simple, but focusing on how do they experience happiness. We want to know how Indonesian migrant workers experience happiness in Penang. But to our surprise, we discovered much more than what we expect to discover. We discovered about the deeper meaning to the question whether happiness as a construct is the highest state of positive emotion. So we asked them, how do they experience happiness? Are they happy working in Penang, in Pulau Pinang, Malaysia? So they responded, yeah, there are difficulties, there are challenges, but there are a lot of positive meanings attached to the difficult experiences. There are a lot of positive emotions. There are a lot of meanings that are deeper, that are meaningful to the migrant workers, that reinterpret hardships and sufferings into a different experience, right? And we discover the next slide, right? The highest state of positive emotion, then the discovery is a twin towers of emotional fulfillment, which is spiritual gratitude and familial giving. To them, even happiness is not the most important, right? To them, the most important is that spiritual gratitude, the syukur. You find that gives that concept, that construct gives them that higher purpose, that higher emotion that is more meaningful, right? Yes, they're happy, and the idea of familial giving, that the ability that their work, their presence in Penang as migrant workers allow them to contribute to the family members, right? And the fact that they are present, working in Penang, give them that feeling, that meaning of spiritual gratitude, and that's in that, so that happiness and that hardship is been seen, been interpreted through this essence, to this deeper consciousness of experience that is about spiritual gratitude and familiar giving, and that is the height of the emotional fulfillment. So the pictures up there will be shown, right? Just now, the first slide just now, there's a group of people working in the estates, all right? So there are, and then the middle there is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, right? Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia. So they might not live luxuriously, but the hardship, the simple life that they have over here allows them to experience spiritual gratitude, allows them to experience familial giving, and that is actually more important to them. Remember when we, in our previous presentation of qualitative research, sometimes in qualitative research, the strength comes from researching data that is not there yet, right? For instance, the identity of gay Russian neo-Nazis, or discovering data that is not clear in terms of what is important, what is not important, what's relevant, what's not relevant. Phenomenology allows you, empowers researchers to discover such data, to discover such findings, to discover this essence of experience. And you look at the next slide, right? So this slide is about people eating together. This slide is about migrant workers from Hong Kong, Indonesian migrant workers from Hong Kong, coming over and visit Indonesian migrant workers in Penang. So this social life, right, transcends the difficulties, the hardships that they might have experienced as well. And this picture we see, right, the other picture we see, these are actually the young women migrant workers there. They have actually attended some courses in Penang and have graduated with degrees as well. So there's the idea of meanings, the idea of inner experience might be in contrast to what researchers want to pursue, what researchers expect from the lives or the experience of migrant workers. So migrant workers might have different experiences, might have different interpretation of the experiences, and that can be unearthed, that can be revealed through a phenomenological research. Right? We go to the next slide. Look, there might be joy or pain, or maybe it's a false dichotomy. Joy or pain is interpreted by the social actors. What is painful to the eyes of the researchers might be joyful, might be a joyous experience in the eyes of social actors, right? And it might be painful. It might take a lot of energy to pull a person on a wheelchair uphill, but what they experience might be joy, might be meaningful, and might be something that they might just share and tell their friends, their families, their children, right? And the children of the children. Right? So this is what phenomenology seeks to understand: the essences of meanings, the essences of experience. We look at the next slide, and this is Edward Husserl, one of the fathers of phenomenology, right? He said, to begin with, we put forth the proposition: pure phenomenology is the science of pure consciousness. So we as researchers, the aim is, the task is to capture that consciousness, that pure consciousness, the pure experience, the pure interpretation of the experience of the social actors. In the next slide. It's one of my favorite slides. Yeah, you see a bunch of people, women without, not wearing shoes, most of them, a man leading there in front there, right? A lot of hard work, but perhaps the pain is transcended by their togetherness, by their working together, by the experience of this social togetherness, the social cohesiveness, right? So the researchers, right, must research to see, to sense, to feel the world and the social reality from the social actors' eyes, from the social actors' experiences, from the social actors' emotions, in order to capture their pure consciousness. And that is phenomenology. Let me share another slide, and it's a slide that has, this is a research that has transformed an organization. The organization is a business. It's a company called Lego. Lego experienced one of the toughest times in its history, right? The business was not doing well. The sales have gone down, so they do not understand what's going on, and then they employed marketeers. They employed researchers to do quantitative research, to do market surveys, to understand the consumers, what the consumers want. They do focus group to understand what the consumers want, what do they perceive in Lego, but they can hardly understand what the consumers, what the children really want, and they tried different responses based on the research conducted quantitatively from market research, from focus groups, but were not successful, right? Until they employ phenomenology as a method to understand children, to understand the essence of playing, to understand how children experience the playing phenomena, right? In fact, they tried to make playing much more easy, right? By creating, toys that it can easily be assembled. That wasn't successful because Lego is a type of toy that is very empowering. And when children play Lego, they want to build things, they want to experience things. And when the parents come together, the parents together with children build things as well. So when they understand that there's imagination behind playing, there's role playing behind playing, there's construction behind playing, there's challenges behind playing, there's satisfaction by looking at the product of their construction, of overcoming a task, right? And if you have played Lego, you will know sometimes it's hard to build this image that of a building, of a horse, of a whatever, right? You see that sense of accomplishment when children have achieved that particular task. So this whole host of essences in playing were discovered, was unearthed by phenomenological research. And when they discover that, they transform the Lego into a new type of toy, right? Reverting back to the bricks, reverting back to the challenges, reverting back to the imagination.